Yo, you already know what it is, man. It's your boy Domrick, man. And look, when it comes to scoring with ease and efficiency in NBA 2K, there's really no greater asset to a team's offense than a stretch big man. Cause y'all already know, most of these bigs hate when they have to come out the paint and guard on the perimeter, and most centers don't even have perimeter defense on their build to begin with. So once they're forced to step out of that paint, it gets real uncomfortable for them because now they got to decide like, yo, do I want to give up this three and go help on the drives, or do I want to watch my paint get taken advantage of? And that's why a lot of teams will opt to play some kind of zone where they can keep their big man down there to protect the rim. But a stretch build like the one I got for y'all today, man, listen, as long as I'm playing with a group of people who actually have brains, anytime I see a zone on this build, bro, I just laugh because I know it's not gonna work. And in some of these clips, y'all can see I'm in the corner with like smaller defenders or guards on me, and y'all see what I'm doing, bro. I'm rising up and I'm shooting right over the top of them. So trying to play zones and hide weak defenders on spot ups, that really doesn't work when this build is on the floor. And don't get it twisted and think this build is only a spot up catch and shoot player, because as y'all can see by some of the clips, I can definitely put the ball on the floor and go get to my own bucket. And we also play a little bit of defense as well, so don't get that twisted. But if I could go back and remake this build, there are a few things I might have done differently when it comes to perimeter defense, because as y'all know, the contest system has changed significantly, and if you do not have a high enough perimeter defense on your build, bro, you're not getting any contest. And as a big man, you know you're going to be in pick and rolls, you know you're going to have to step out on guards, and that mini marksman ain't no joke, it's real. So if you a center with no perimeter defense on your build, bro, you're playing a dangerous game. But I'm gonna show y'all my build, the build that I made originally, and then I'm also gonna give y'all a rough idea of how I would make it if I could go back and do it again. So as y'all can see, man, we're gonna go with a 7-footer, 229 on the weight, and a 7-foot wingspan. Now I made my build at center, but trust me, you might want to make this build at power forward, because look, the rebounding ain't gonna be all that, and I'm gonna just keep it 100 with y'all. I definitely be getting horsed out there. So I'm not saying you can't get by as a center, but you're definitely going to be better off at the power forward. So when it comes to the finishing on the build, as y'all can see, we're not going to be the ultimate slasher, but we're definitely going to be capable of getting some work done in the paint. Now, I went with the 92 close shot so I could get Paint Prodigy on gold. And to my knowledge, that badge is pretty much fast twitch from the previous games. So the higher you have it, the quicker you're going to go up with takes in the paint. And that's super important for bigs, especially when you're running pick and rolls, because you might come off a screen, you might slip it or roll, and the defender might be on your back with a possibility of getting a chase down block. So there may be times where you might want to get up under the rim, wait for them to jump, and then go back up with it, or hit them with a pump fake. But you also got to remember that a lot of centers have that pogo stick badge. So if you don't have a high tier Paint Prodigy and you're not able to go back up with it quickly, you might be able to get them in the air, but guess what? They're going to be able to get you on a second jump because your player is going to go up with it slow as hell. So that was the main thing I didn't want to have to deal with. And as y'all can see, man, when it comes to finishing around the rim, this build is more than solid. Now, shooting is obviously what this build was designed to do. So as y'all can see, we're going to go with the 93 midi, 86 3 ball, and of course, I got to have that 91 free throw. And look, when I say this build doesn't see defenders, I'm not exaggerating. And I literally feel like I cannot take a bad shot when I'm on this build, bro, because most of the time when these dudes are guarding me, like I said, they play zones, they put smaller guards onto me, and y'all already know smaller guards are already at a disadvantage getting contested because of their height. But a lot of these guard builds that dudes try to hide in the corners, they don't even have perimeter defense on the builds either. So they could be standing there right in front of me with their hand up, and the most they're gonna get on my jump shot is an open. So it's literally like they're not there. And that's why I'll be telling my team, like, yo, if it's late in the clock and we ain't got nothing, I don't care if this little nigga is hugging me, bro. Throw me the ball, I'm gonna shoot it up over him, and it's gonna be open. So as long as my timing is right, it's gonna be a bucket every single time. And as y'all can see, man, we get bronze limitless on this build. So this is a 7-foot spot up that can shoot from deep, shoot out the corners. And I said spot up, but I kind of take that back, because even though this build doesn't get shifty shooter, I still had a ton of success putting the ball on the floor, getting to that mid-range pull-up, mid-range step back. I mean, y'all can see in this clip right here, I get the ball late in the clock, hit him with a jab step, take him to the mid-range, step it back to the 3, and that's a bucket. And this is why, even though I'm going to give y'all another version of the build, me personally, I'm probably not gonna remake it because yeah, having shifty shooter, some more perimeter defense, maybe some more rebounding, yeah, that would be cool. But as y'all can see, man, as it is, I'm not really having that many problems. Now, when it comes to the playmaking on the build, man, like I tell y'all all the time, when it comes to my center builds, bro, I gotta be able to put the ball on the floor and create for myself. Because in a perfect world, yeah, I could just spot up, catch and shoot all day and everything will be all good. But when you out there in a random rec, y'all know these point guards are blind as hell, and they're not always gonna be able to set you up perfectly. So sometimes you might get a late pass, but there may be an opportunity to put the ball on the floor, finesse the closeout, or maybe your guards are boxed up. So now you as the big man, you might get the ball, and now it's your turn to try to create something. So I just don't like putting myself in a box where I'm not going to be able to create offense for myself or my teammates. And y'all see I went with that 93 pass accuracy to get that Hall of Fame break starter, and the accuracy on these outlet passes is absolutely insane. Now, even though this is more of an offensive big man build, we still got to be able to hold it down on the defensive end as well. And I wouldn't say the build is a defensive anchor or even a two-way, but one thing for sure is definitely not a bitch. And if anybody dares to try my paint when I'm on this build thinking shit is sweet, they gonna find out the hard way. As you can see, we got that 93 block on the build. Now, like I said, the perimeter defense ain't all that. So if you find yourself in the pick and rolls and you gotta get out there on the guards, I ain't gonna lie, bro, it's gonna be a tough time because you're not gonna get a contest. And on top of that, these taller builds with lower agility, they just don't move that well on defense as they used to. And in my opinion, bro, that's how it should have been all along, because I mean, 7-footers should not be staying with guards like that. But when you go through with the build, man, you're gonna get shades of Chet, Jokic, Joel Embiid, and the build's gonna be called a Playmaking Stretch 5. Now, these are the SIGs that I'm currently running on this build, and it doesn't really have that many to choose from, to be honest. So I got a lot of KD going on here, so feel free to try my SIGs out. But like I always say, man, my best advice is to go through the SIGs yourself and find the ones that best fit your playstyle. But when it comes to this jumper right here, bro, I recommend this jumper right here for every stretch big in this game. You cannot go wrong with this MPJ base, especially if you're using a rhythm shooting. I'm telling you right now, this jumper's knockdown. Now, if I was to remake the build, I'd probably do something like this right here. But as you can see, there's still trade-offs. Yeah, I get more perimeter, but my block is lower. My interior D is lower. I don't get that goal fast twitch. Now, you can always use a max +1 and get it up there, but you know, I mean, I probably want to use that on Shifty Shooter, Hall of Fame, or Legendary Shifty Shooter. So it's all about what you want to sacrifice and what playstyle you're really going for. And like I said, I'm probably not going to remake my build because even though it is kind of flawed in ways, I'm still having fun on it and it's still effective. But I just wanted to be honest with y'all about the build, you know, the cons, the things that ain't so great about it, the things that I don't like about it, and then show y'all how I'd attack minimizing those deficiencies. But as always, man, I appreciate all the support. Let me know what y'all think about the build in the comments. And if you ain't following me on Twitter, be sure to give me a follow over there at BeLikeDom. And y'all already know what it is, man. Stay up. I'm going to catch y'all in the next one.